Robin Freilich, Jody Johnson, and Lena Snyder. Coach Freilich, would you like to open up a few words about national championship?
This team, what we talked about before the game was the reason we're here is because of love. And this team has loved each other really well. They've loved committing to something bigger than themselves. And there's just so many things that aligned about them that were good. And to experience this with this group that has done so many things right, and I don't even just mean basketball, just with the way they live and the way they treat each other, just makes it feel really, really rewarding.
Now for any questions?
So obviously, geographically, your situation is a little bit different than maybe any other team I've ever known that's won a national championship. If you all could comment on what it's been like playing in front of 2,000 fans that are all in your corner.
It's just been unbelievable. I mean, we had to get on the bus a little bit earlier than we expected to walk through all those fans, and it was just unreal just seeing videos on Twitter, everyone lined up. It's just amazing.
Sorry. It's been unbelievable. To walk out and hear the chants, see all the fans, it's something that you can't compare to anything else. Being able to play in that atmosphere in front of people that know that they love you and that care about you, that just makes winning this even more special because we want it for them, we want it for us, we want it for God. It's been an amazing experience, and it wouldn't be half of what it was without those people, every single one of them in the stands, and not even that, but the hundreds of people that are watching back home and at watch parties in Ashland. That the support behind us is what pushes us the whole season, because we're doing something bigger than ourselves.
There was about 3:38 left in the third quarter, and you came out of a timeout, and it was a really tight game, and you were all smiling and laughing. What did you know that we didn't? I mean, what was going on? Is that right about that time you were right in the middle of pressing them?
First of all, the timeouts with the TV are a lot longer, so I feel like I'd be curious, what were you guys laughing about?
I don't remember.
Like somebody told a good joke.
I think it speaks to this team's, they just have a blast. They have a blast playing together and competing, and I've never been around a group that loves to have fun. And it's been a neat mix of personalities, and it's one of those teams where every day people are leaving with smiles on their faces and joyful. And I mean, in the middle of the game, right, we're in the national championship game with 3:38 left, and it's, what was it, a 1-possession game? 2-possession game? That's this team. That is this team.
What was how would you guys describe kind of the pressure, if any, going into tonight and finishing off this perfect season?
I think it was just another game. I was struggling balancing between going out and playing it like a normal game and taking it in what a special experience this is. And I think that we were able to embrace that it was a national championship, but just to play like a normal game. And when you do that, there's no pressure because you're just out doing what you love. And when you're doing that, it takes the pressure off.
Was there any point in the season which you guys felt any pressure at all?
The pressure was seen more peripheral than in our huddle. Our focus was on let's do this the right way. Let's compete. Let's love each other well. Let's have a lot of joy in the middle of it, and that was our focus. And it sounds simple. It's not easy. So the pressure was more. I feel like that was more of a peripheral part of the season for us. It was focusing on and what was in front of us, and also loving what we were doing. So that, when you're in that, that's a good thing.
For any of you, if someone told you before the season started that you'd go 37-0, what would you have said?
I wouldn't have been surprised. Seeing what we did in the postseason, seeing what we did over the summer, watching everybody work this preseason, this national championship began in March of last year when we ended our tournament. And looking at the schedule, I knew going in, there was nobody on that schedule that we couldn't beat because we were in control of everything. We have an amazing team, we have amazing coaches, and yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised because this is what we expected out of ourselves and this is what we set our goals to be.
Coach, I wasn't here for the first two games, but you said you left the trail in the other two games, two games in the Elite Eight. What was your mindset as Virginia Union took several leads and hung around?
Virginia Union is an excellent basketball team. They rebound, they're physical, they're tough, play together, and we knew it was going to be a battle. I mean, it's the national championship game, and it was pretty much a 1 or 2 possession game for about 30 minutes of the game, and it was a great game. And two teams that I thought competed and played at a high level. It felt like a championship game. And credit goes, I mean, they've had an unbelievable season, and it was, it was a great battle.
What do you think turned it for you?
We put together consecutive possessions. We started getting consecutive stops. Late in the third, we put together possessions, and that was a critical turning point for us.
Jody, as a freshman to kind of lead your team in scoring, did you come in with a different mindset to be a little bit more aggressive offensively and look for your shot, or you're just sticking with the defense and you're knocking down the threes in the game?
I mean, my teammates were setting me up for those types of shots, and I mean, I definitely didn't want to lose this game, and I know that anyone else would say the same thing on this team, so just that drive to want to win a championship.
Coach, what does it say about the future of the team when a freshman is leading the charge in a national championship league?
I hope that would mean the future looks really bright. The future, we'll get to that. For now, this team, I'll speak a little bit about this team because it's a great platform, and there's a great story about this team that I'd love to share. The returners came back from last year, and things were a little bit clearer about what we needed to do and how we needed to do it. And they totally bought in, and they were on a mission. And then we brought in these newbies, the freshmen, and they brought this. We brought in the freshmen, they brought this enthusiasm and joy, and I always refer to them as, it's like they're a little, 4-year-old in the driveway playing basketball because they love it. And the combination has been so joyful. But a part of the story that I want to share, because it's such a part of our story that isn't often told. We have a senior on our team, Rochelle Morrison, who won't be isn't in the recap story a lot or the box score. But she decided this season she was all in. No matter what. She was all in. And her leadership and her unconditionalness about this team and her buy-in and her commitment and the way she communicates and held people accountable and put the team first and the transformation in so many areas of her life and her faith and her leadership, and that's why we're here. And that's not always going to be seen on game night and in all the energy of the arena. But her story will be told forever in Ashland women's basketball. We have one award at our team banquet, and it's the Great Teammate Award. And it was named after Ashley Dorner, who from our 2013 National Championship team did the exact same thing. And it's uncommon, and you don't find it a lot. And Rochelle did that. And we sit here today, and there's so many things that are aligned, and we're good, and we're right. And what I'm most sad about is I wish this team could play another game. It's that kind of team that this is amazing, and we won a national championship, and I wish we'd play another game. Because you know it's good when it's happening. And Rochelle's story will be told forever in our program. And it's what separates having a pretty good season from being able to sit here and cut down nets and be part of something and model what it looks like to be part of something so much bigger than yourself.
I mean, she's been consistent all year. She's a player we can count on at any point in the game, and definitely tonight and earlier in the tournament, she's made a lot of big plays that, you know, have pushed us ahead. So, I mean, definitely just, you want her on your team, and I love playing with her.
I think there's two words that describe Lena really well. She's a fierce competitor, and she's an unbelievably hard worker. Lena came in and she was excellent as a freshman, and she was better as a sophomore, and she's better as a junior because she, while very talented and dynamic her whole career, puts in the work, and it shows.
Your program, I looked through the rosters of all 8 teams. Ashland's program is the only program with all in-state players on your roster. Describe the luxury and the important pieces, the important cog of this whole thing is you can draw a 50-mile radius circle around Ashland. That's where 80–90% of your players come from.
Yeah.
Talk about that luxury as a coach.
Yeah, there's a lot less miles on my car because there's so much good basketball in Ohio. We're really, really fortunate to be in this state with really good high school Ohio girls basketball, and there's a lot of winning programs within that radius, and that's a big part of our recruiting is we recruit from winning programs, and you know, so much goes into that. Kids that come in and know how to work and know what it looks like to win. So we feel very, very fortunate that our university is nestled in a hotbed of girls basketball.
Coach, can you, I mean, Lena and Andy have been great the last few days, but tonight, I mean, your guards were outstanding. Jody, Maddie, Kelsey. Can you just kind of explain or talk about what went well for them and what was working for them tonight?
Well, the strength of our team this whole season, and the reason we've been able to go undefeated and win a national championship, that feels good to say out loud, and to win a national championship is, it sounds simple, but it's not easy. The strength of the team is the team, and they play together, and they play hard, and they all work really hard. So when they're open and they make those open threes, they put in the time and they put in the work. And I think what's clear when you see that is they trust each other. They trust each other, and they trust each other to make plays. And they did that tonight.
Any final questions?
Any questions for Will?
How's your favorite things?
You're gonna go Eagles from Will?
Go Eagles. What did you think? Shy. Never shy. Come on. Can you say it out loud?
Coach Fralick, Jody, Lena, thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.